Hey, good morning, guys. I want to start off by saying we didn't do a lesson last week. I had prayed and prayed and prayed and just could not come up with anything. And then Miss Tabitha thought she had something, but the Lord told her different on that as well. So um, finally this morning I've come up with something and I've prayed about it and I feel like it's the right thing. And after I get kind of diving into it, I do believe that this is what the Lord wanted us to do today and that He had to show me something last week so I could do the lesson today. So the lesson today is about being still, knowing that God is going to do what He has to do and we just have to be still and let it happen. So we're going to be reading in Psalms 46, and we're going to start with the first verse. And it says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Something that I thought about with that is He's ever present. He's always there no matter where we are, what kind of problems we're having. We don't have to, Pastor Tim talks a lot of times about how he doesn't have cell phone service and that we can't call him all the time. Well, God is always there. It doesn't matter where you are or what kind of cell phone service you have. You can always get in touch with God. Verse 2 is therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. So let's just imagine that the earth giving away and being thrown into the sea, earthquakes, fires, floods, kingdoms and states in confusion, caught up in wars, lots of confusion. Even if their powers conspire to act together against the church, we've had that happen. And people of God, even if all these things happen, we should not be afraid. We should be still, knowing that all these troubles will end well for the church because God will be there. We've been going through a lot of this lately with this virus. It doesn't say anything about the virus, but I feel like that's one of the things it's talking about, just all this confusion and not even being allowed to go to church. Who would have ever thought that would happen? How strange that was. But, we just have to be still, not be afraid, because God is with us and He's going to take care of it. In verse 4, it talks about there is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God shall help her, and that right early. So the river is the calming, is God coming to help us. There's little rivers that run everywhere, even places you wouldn't expect there might be a little river. That's God coming to help us in our time of need. Although heaven and earth are shaken, God is in the midst and shall not be moved. God will come promptly when things are at their most critical point and when relief is most welcome. So just because, we're having a horrible time and we think things couldn't get any worse, God's not there to help us yet. Like with Lazarus dying, and, he was 3 days late, but he was just right on time. Kind of the same thing with this. You might be going through a terrible time right now and God's not shown up, but you don't need Him just yet. You're stronger than you think. So just be still and God will be there when you need Him. Let's see here. Let's go to verse 6. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered His voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of the Lord, what desolations He hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Now this is the most important one in my opinion. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. I think this just encourages us to take comfort in God when things look black and threatening. We just have to be still and wait. He's coming. Might just not be when we want Him to, but he's coming. You know, like with salvation, I wish all of our kids and adults could be saved now, but we have to wait for the right time, because if it's not the right time, things might not work out right. And I know things have been, just torn upside down. We don't know. I don't like to use the word normal, because I don't want things to go back to normal. I want people to keep their trust in God that they have now, knowing that he's going to help us. And going back to normal, we were kind of relaxed and like, I don't feel like we really appreciated being able to go to church like we did. Because, when you have something taken away, you appreciate it a little bit more. But the message for today was to be still and wait on God to come. Even in your darkest hour, it may not be the darkest hour, God will be there. And also, I just wanted to share with you all, I have this little picture that sits in our foyer, and it says to live in such a way that those let me just turn it around so I can read it. Live in such a way that those who know you but don't know God will come to know God because they know you. So when bad things happen, if we can just be still, somebody might see that there's something different about us. Like if somebody's mean to you and you don't do anything back, they're like, hey, what are you doing? Why did you not say something? Or why did you not do something back to that person? And, we can tell them, hey, God says we should turn the other cheek. I hope this lesson was okay for you guys. I just want you to know that me, Miss Tabitha, and Miss Shelley miss you terribly. And we're happy that we get to see you at church. But we are going to be ecstatic when we get to have you in Sunday school and love and hug on you a little. So I hope you all are having a good Sunday, and I can't wait to see you at church. Love you guys.